If you're 70 or 80 years old and can still do these 8 things, get ready, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything you think about aging. And I'm not talking about a miracle diet or a secret hidden in some remote corner of the planet. I'm talking about something much deeper, something scientists call quantum rejuvenation. You've probably heard of people who look like they're 50 at 70. Maybe you even know someone like that. But what's the deal with these people? Is it luck, genetics, or is there something more, something they do differently that nobody's told you about? Today, we're going to explore a surprising truth. Science has discovered that some people can literally cheat time. We're not just talking about physical appearance, but something much deeper. The ability to keep your body and mind functioning like they're decades younger. And here's the first shocker. It's not just about genes. In fact, genes have much less influence than you might think. But before we get into the 8 things these people do, we need to understand the core problem. Why do we age? Why does our body seem to slow down, our memory fail, and our muscles weaken? The answer lies in what scientists call cellular entropy. It's as if each cell in your body is a sophisticated machine that over the years begins to lose synchronization. Imagine a perfect Swiss watch with gears that turn in harmony. Now imagine that same watch after decades of use. The gears start to seize up, the hands lose accuracy, and eventually it stops working. But what if I told you there are ways to adjust those gears, to reprogram your body so it functions like new? Sounds impossible, right? However, recent studies show that not only is it possible, but it's already been observed in labs around the world. Now here's another surprise. Many of the solutions to slow down aging aren't in expensive medications or invasive procedures. They're in simple, often overlooked habits that anyone can adopt. Yes, anyone, including you. So, what's the first of these 8 things that people in their 70s or 80s do to look 20, 30 years younger? Get ready, because this is one of the most shocking. The first thing is walking. Yes, walking. But we're not talking about taking a few laps around the block or a casual stroll in the park. These people do something called mindful walking. Have you heard of it? It's not just about walking. It's about how you walk. Research shows that people who practice mindful walking, paying attention to their breathing, rhythm, and contact with the ground, activate areas of the brain responsible for cellular regeneration. That's right. Walking the right way can help your body repair itself from the inside out. But here's the crucial detail. It's not enough to walk for 10 minutes. The secret lies in the duration and consistency. People who take daily walks of at least 45 minutes have significantly lower rates of cellular aging than those who don't. And best of all, this habit also reduces the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia. Now imagine this, while you're sitting watching TV, other people are taking steps that literally rejuvenate their cells. Seems unfair, doesn't it? But wait, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk now about the second thing these people do, and this will surprise you even more. It involves something you probably do every day, but the wrong way. Something so simple that it may seem harmless, but that has a huge impact on how your body ages. Want to know what it is? Keep watching, because this revelation could change your life forever. The second thing these people do is breathe. Yes, breathe. But we're not talking about the automatic, unconscious breathing you do all day without even realizing it. We're talking about a specific technique called deep diaphragmatic breathing. Research shows that the way you breathe can drastically alter your physical and mental health, and even slow down aging. Here's the shocker. Most people breathe shallowly, using only their chest muscles. This creates a vicious cycle of stress, low oxygenation, and chronic inflammation in the body. Now imagine someone in their 70s or 80s who can still perform daily activities with vigor. Guess what? They breathe differently. These people have trained their cells to absorb more oxygen, reducing cellular wear and tear and increasing the energy available to the body. But the secret isn't just in breathing deeply. The real power lies in doing it intentionally and consistently. For example, when they wake up in the morning, they dedicate a few minutes to inhaling through their nose, expanding their abdomen, and exhaling slowly. This simple habit activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for promoting relaxation and cellular regeneration. It also lowers levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which is one of the main villains of premature aging. And here's another shocking revelation. Scientists have discovered that correct breathing can even increase the production of telomeres, the ends of chromosomes associated with aging. Longer telomeres mean younger cells. People who practice deep breathing techniques regularly have longer telomeres than those who don't. In other words, every time you breathe consciously, you're literally giving more time to your life. But wait, because this story gets even more intriguing. There is a direct connection between breathing and something few people know about: quantum rejuvenation. Yes, that concept that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. Let me explain. Quantum physics teaches us that everything in the universe is energy, including you. When you breathe deeply and intentionally, you are creating a state of energetic coherence in your body. It's as if each cell comes into harmony with the others, functioning like a perfectly tuned orchestra. And when that happens, the body begins to self-repair in ways that seem magical, but are actually pure science. Now, let's talk about the third thing these people do. And get ready, because this will make you rethink everything you know about sleep. You've probably heard that getting good sleep is important, right? But what these people do is much more specific and much more powerful. They have mastered the art of restorative sleep. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling exhausted, as if you'd spent the night tossing and turning? This happens because not all sleep is created equal. There are specific phases of sleep that are responsible for cellular regeneration, memory consolidation, and elimination of toxins from the brain. People who can access these phases efficiently have a much higher physical and mental performance than other people of the same age. Their secret? Creating a sacred nightly ritual. This includes turning off electronics at least an hour before bed, meditating or reading something light, and keeping a fixed bedtime. But the most surprising detail is that they also use breathing techniques before bed. Yes, those same ones I mentioned before. This helps induce a state of deep relaxation that facilitates access to the most restorative phases of sleep. And here's another shocker. Studies show that people who sleep well have higher levels of anti-aging hormones, such as melatonin and GH, growth hormone. These hormones help repair cellular damage accumulated throughout the day, as well as strengthen the immune system. In other words, whoever masters sleep also masters time. But now comes the most curious part. There is a fourth thing these people do, and it involves something that many consider a useless hobby. Something that seems so simple that almost no one gives it importance. But that has a direct impact on quantum rejuvenation. Want to know what it is? Keep watching, because this revelation will change your perspective on what really matters in life. The fourth thing these people do is cultivate passions. Yes, passions, but we're not talking about superficial hobbies or occasional pastimes. We're talking about something deeper, activities that awaken a genuine sense of purpose and fulfillment. People in their 70s or 80s who can still accomplish impressive feats have one thing in common: they are passionate about life. Here's the shocker. Science has discovered that having a passion isn't just a matter of happiness, it's a matter of cellular survival. When you dedicate yourself to something you love, your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, the so-called happiness hormones. These hormones not only improve your mood, but also act directly on cellular regeneration. In other words, doing what you love literally rejuvenates your body. But there's something even more surprising. These people's passions usually involve social interaction. They don't stay isolated, working alone on their hobbies. On the contrary, they seek human connections while exploring their passions. Whether participating in gardening clubs, playing in a band, or teaching young people, they build meaningful relationships. And here's another shocking revelation. Social connections are as important for longevity as diet and exercise. Research shows that people with strong social networks live, on average, 7 years longer than those who live in isolation. In addition, they have much lower rates of chronic diseases, such as Alzheimer's and depression. This is because positive social interactions reduce stress, strengthen the immune system, and even promote the production of anti-aging hormones. In other words, whoever cultivates passions and friendships is literally gaining lifetime. But wait, because this story gets even more fascinating. There is a direct connection between passions and something few people know: the placebo effect of purpose. You've heard of the placebo effect, right? It's when someone believes so much in something that it becomes reality in the body. Now imagine applying this to aging. People who find a purpose in life, whether caring for their grandchildren, writing a book, or creating art, activate internal self-healing mechanisms that seem to defy biology itself. And here's another crucial detail. These people don't wait for permission to pursue their passions. They don't limit themselves by age, appearance, or circumstances. They simply decide to live intensely, regardless of what others may think. And this is one of the most powerful secrets of quantum rejuvenation. The mind has the power to shape physical reality. But now, let's talk about the fifth thing these people do. And get ready, because this will make you question everything you know about food. Yes, food. We all know that a healthy diet is important, but what these people do is much more strategic and much more delicious. They have mastered the art of eating with intention. Have you ever stopped to think about the emotional impact of food? Many people eat without paying attention, just to satisfy hunger or relieve stress. But these people in their 70s or 80s, who look decades younger, have a different approach. They see each meal as an opportunity to nourish not only the body, but also the soul. They choose foods they love, but that are also rich in essential nutrients for cellular health. Their secret? Consuming foods that promote autophagy, the natural process by which the body gets rid of damaged cells and creates new ones. Foods like green tea, turmeric, broccoli, and extra virgin olive oil are true allies in this process. In addition, they practice intermittent fasting, a technique that gives the body enough time to complete cellular cleaning before receiving new nutrients. But here's the final shocker of this block. These people don't follow restrictive diets or passing fads. They simply prioritize fresh, natural, and flavorful foods. And the most surprising thing? They eat slowly, savoring each bite. This simple habit improves digestion, reduces stress, and even increases the feeling of satiety, helping to avoid excesses. But wait, because we still have more. There is a sixth thing these people do, and it involves something that many consider a taboo: human touch. Yes, physical contact is more powerful than you think. Want to know how it can influence quantum rejuvenation? Keep watching, because this revelation will change the way you see human connections. The sixth thing these people do is embrace the power of human touch. Yes, something as simple as a hug or a handshake can have a profound impact on quantum rejuvenation. Have you ever noticed how a sincere hug makes you feel lighter? This is not just a passing feeling, it's pure science. Studies show that physical contact releases oxytocin, known as the love hormone. Oxytocin reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and promotes feelings of safety and well-being. But here's the shocker. This hormonal interaction also activates anti-aging mechanisms in the body. People who receive affectionate touches regularly have lower blood pressure, faster cellular healing, and even less chronic inflammation. One of the biggest villains of aging. But the most surprising detail is that human touch doesn't have to be something grandiose to be effective. A simple pat on the back when comforting someone, a warm handshake, or even petting a pet can trigger the same benefits. And here's another secret of these people in their 70s or 80s. They are not afraid to show affection. They know that touch is a powerful form of human connection, and that this connection is vital for physical and emotional health. Now let's talk about the seventh thing these people do. And get ready, because this will make you rethink your relationship with time. They have mastered the art of living in the present. Sounds simple, right? But few people really achieve this. Many live trapped in the past or worried about the future, wasting the only moment that really exists, the now. People who look younger than their age share a common trait. They practice mindfulness, the ability to be fully present in the current moment. This doesn't mean they ignore their memories or stop planning for the future. It means they know how to appreciate each instant, regardless of where they are or what they're doing. And here's another shocking revelation. Mindfulness not only improves mental health, but it also has measurable physical effects on the body. Research shows that practicing mindfulness reduces the shortening of telomeres, those chromosome ends I mentioned earlier. Longer telomeres mean younger cells. Furthermore, mindfulness helps regulate the genes associated with aging and inflammation. In other words, those who live in the present are literally reprogramming their DNA to age slower. But wait, because we still have the eighth and final thing these people do, and it's perhaps the most powerful of all. It involves something that seems unattainable for many: constant learning. Yes, learning new skills, exploring new interests, and keeping the mind active is one of the best-kept secrets of quantum rejuvenation. You've probably heard that the brain needs constant stimulation to stay healthy, right? But what these people do goes beyond simply solving crossword puzzles or watching educational documentaries. They dive headfirst into new experiences, challenging their own limits. Whether it's learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, or even dancing salsa, they keep their brains constantly evolving. And here's the final shocker. Learning new things not only prevents diseases like Alzheimer's, but also promotes neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections. This means that by learning something new, you're literally creating a younger brain. And the best part, there's no age limit for this. It's never too late to start. So to recap, walking mindfully, breathing deeply, mastering restful sleep, cultivating passions, eating with intention, embracing the power of touch, living in the present, and constantly learning are the 8 things that these people do to look decades younger. But here's the final hook. What if I told you there's a way to combine all these practices into a single daily routine? A routine that anyone can adopt, regardless of age. If you want to learn more about how to apply these principles to your life, click the link in the description of this video. There, you'll find a complete guide with practical step-by-steps to get started today. And don't forget to leave your comment below. Which of these 8 things do you already do or plan to incorporate into your routine? Your experience can inspire others to take the first step towards quantum rejuvenation.